Welcome, everyone. You are here today for the Rural Water Supply Network and Women in WASH Mentorship Programs session. This is an Ask Us Anything. The program is currently open and accepting applications on PushFar. So this is your opportunity to learn a little bit of backgrounds and to get any of your questions answered. If you're having trouble with your application, if you don't know what the criteria are to apply, maybe you're confused about the difference between the programs that we offer. We're doing this as an informational session so that you feel prepared and hopefully so that you'll join us this year. So I am Alex Shannon. I am the Deputy Coordinator of Agenda for Change, and we are running the Women in WASH Mentorship Program. This is now our third year running and our second year collaborating with the Rural Water Supply Network. Aline, did you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Aline Saraiva-Okello. I work with the Secretariat of the Rural Water Supply Network. So we have been running the Rural Water Supply Network mentoring program since 2019. So we are very happy to have this collaboration now with Agenda for Change and Global Water Center to provide more options for mentees and mentors in terms of mentorship relationship and focus. So great to meet you all.
We're also joined by a few of our colleagues, Amelia, Valerie, and Susanna. So they're here today and helping you out in the chat. So be sure to say hi to them. They make this program possible equally as much as we do. So I'm going to move on to a little bit of housekeeping. Or Amelia, sorry, can you move the slide? Thanks. As you know, we are being recorded today. This is so that we can have a running log of what some of your questions are. We will share a portion of the recording and also a frequently asked questions document as an outcome of today's session. You all are already introducing yourselves in the chat. Thank you. You can let us know as well if you've ever had mentorship before, whether informal or through a more formal program. Both count. We'd love to know where you're coming from. And we have interpretation today. So you should see a little globe in the bottom of your screen. You can select to stay in English, which is what I'm speaking, or you can move to the Spanish or French channels as well. And if you're on your phone, that means there's 3 little dots, probably to the right side of your screen, and that is where you can find the interpretation. Next slide. So a quick overview of our agenda. We're not going to spend a lot of time on presentation today, but quickly we will go through an overview of the various mentorship programs that we offer, who can apply, what are the criteria, how does the program work, and what is the timeline, what are some new offerings that we have this year, what's in it for you as participants in the program, not just mentorship, but what else can you get out of it? And then we'll move to the live Q&A. While I'm presenting and talking, I'm going to ask everyone to stay on mute, but if you will please put your questions in the chat, we will have a log of those going. So we'll ask those questions first, and then we'll let people come on mic and ask their questions publicly. All right, Aline, did you want to go first and just give an overview of the 2 programs that you're running?
Yes, sure. Thank you very much, Alec. So as you can see here, this year we have 3 different tracks of the mentorship program on PushFar. So on the link for registration that we have been sharing, you will see these 3 options. So the first option, the Rural Water Supply Network option, the Career Development Program, it's open to mentees, both male and female, for male mentees under 35-year-old, so young professionals, and for women of all ages. So mentors can be of any age, both genders. So this is a more broader program with the expertise focused on water supply. So you can do the mentorship relationship based on specific skills that you want to discuss. So it can be a male mentor, female mentee, or male mentor, male mentee. These combinations are possible, and it's essentially focused for early and mid-career professionals. For the solar powered water system, this is a collaboration that we have with the Global Water Center. So the Global Water Center has been running online programs to train professionals in solar powered water systems. So these programs have been running both online and in person in several countries. So they have requested us to support the follow-up of their alumni through the mentorship program. So if you are alumni of solar powered water system training programs and you would like to continue developing your skills with a mentor, we recommend you join this track. So for this track, we do not have age limit. The main condition is that you come from these programs, or if you are an expert in solar powered water systems and you would like to share this knowledge with other professionals, you can also sign up as a mentor. You do not need to be alumni of the courses. If you already have the expertise, then you can sign up as a mentor. So I pass over to Alec to speak a bit about the Women in WASH program. So maybe just on the solar powered water system, both genders can apply. As I mentioned, the priority will be given to mentees that come from the online courses and face-to-face courses of the Global Water Center trainings. Thank you.
Good. Hopefully that's clearer now. I'm Alec again with Agenda for Change, and I run, along with my colleague Amelia, the Women in WASH Mentorship Program. Hopefully the title gives it away, but if not, to clarify, this program is for women only. We have both female mentors and mentees, and we do not open the program to other genders. So this is a safe space for women to tackle some of the issues in their careers and WASH together. We do not have an age limit. We welcome women from all ages and stages of their careers. You can also see that on the right side for the career stage. We do tend to have a lot of early to mid mentees, and especially because we offer the near peer mentoring track, which we can talk a little bit about later. That is something special that we try to do. Our focus as far as expertise is more on water, sanitation, and hygiene sectors. But like Aline said, I think a lot of mentorship actually focuses in many ways less on the technical skills, maybe unless you're in the solar powered water systems track, and more on the career progression. So I know that that is a key focus of the Rural Water Supply Network program as well. Many of our mentees come onto mentoring with the goal of making new connections, with opening and broadening their network, and working on their materials or specific academic or professional goals that they need help with from a mentor. So that's an overview of the programs, and we can come back to any of your questions in the Q&A. Next slide, please. So what are the criteria to apply? For mentors, it is 5 or more years of work experience. I do count advanced degrees towards experience for our program. I think that is true for others as well, but Aline can clarify. So if you do have a PhD specifically or a master's, you can count that as 1 to 2 years of additional experience. You must be able, or we ask that you are able to commit 1 to maximum 2 hours a month. That would mean that you have at least one mentee, if not more, because the idea is that you would meet with your mentee at least once for an hour every month. So make sure that you have that time commitment clear. You can be fairly flexible with it if you need to, put off a meeting 1 month and maybe have 2 the next month. That's also something you can do, but the time commitment is key. You should be ready to guide and inspire someone who's usually in a maybe mid or early career position. So your experience is going to be extremely valuable in providing leadership. You can also give career advice and help with materials like CVs and resumes if that's something you're comfortable doing. A lot of times mentees help or mentors help with interview preparation and also with technical skills. So if there's something that a mentor is an expert in, they can share that with their mentee and also send their mentee to the right resources where they can learn more. As we've said, the RWSN and SPWS, that's the solar powered water systems programs, are open to all genders and women focused for women in WASH. Moving over to mentees, which I assume is a lot of who are here today, we are looking for early to mid career professionals. In some cases, you could be a senior professional, if, especially if you're looking to transition your career. Sometimes it's nice to go back to being a mentee. You don't just have to be a mentee because you're young. So I want to dispel that right now. But one thing you should consider if you're going to be a mentee is that you are ready to take charge of the mentorship process. Because at least in our program, we place the emphasis on you, on the mentee, scheduling meetings with your mentor, making sure to remind them of key tasks or things that you agreed on, and having really good follow-up when you say you're going to do something or you promise something to them. We really want to be clear that this is a free program. Your mentors do not get paid. So we really, really need mentees that are serious and committed and that will give the time and energy necessary to really making the program work for them. So you need to be very clear about what your goals are and ready to, help your mentor help you, essentially. Some of the topics we just covered with what mentors can help you with, but I think I've seen in the past a lot of mentees want support on transitioning careers, maybe moving from public health into WASH or from WASH into other areas of maybe water resources management or solar. Um, Mentors can definitely help you with that. Confidence building is a huge part of the program. It is a critical piece of your professional development and definitely a goal that I recommend for those of you who are not used to maybe getting in front of big crowds or, going to some of these fora. You can use your mentor to help you practice so that you're prepared for situations like that. And then a big one is networking. We know that many of you, where you are in the world, are maybe not as connected to the organizations that are doing the work in water supply and in water sanitation and hygiene. So this is a great opportunity for you to connect with experts. And in many cases, if you prove that you're very serious about this, they will be glad to open their network to you and help you make connections. I think we've covered gender, so we can go to the next slide. So here is the program timeline. We opened our applications last week. So this is a 6-month program. Let me back up and say that. We open in March. We do not officially launch until April. So April through September is the timeline that you all would need to be familiar with. But we have already opened our applications and we are reviewing profiles actively. For those of you that have applied, you may or may not have heard from us. We are working with a very large number of applications, so please be patient. Matching technically does not begin until April, so we still have some time for folks to get on to the PushFar platform. We will have a kickoff event in early April on the 9th, which is all about speed networking. So for anyone who's already worried about not finding a match, either for a mentor or a mentee, you can come to the speed networking session. I think we actually are going to have two of them. So we'll spread them out across time zones. We'll have interpretation, and you can meet other mentors and mentees. So that will be fun. The regular scheduled program is going to run from April through September. The idea is that you will be having monthly meetings with your monthly mentee mentor meetings. Ooh, sorry. And throughout that time, as secretariats of these two programs that run the tracks, we will have some webinars and some trainings. We'll talk a little bit more about what some of those trainings look like later, but that is part of what you will get out of the program. June, we will be sending out a kind of midway survey just to check in and see how things are going with everyone. This is a very critical point for us to help correct any issues that might be happening. Maybe there's an issue with your match or things aren't going well. This is a great point for us to kind of take stock. And then the program continues again with regularly and monthly meetings and those webinars and trainings through September. September is when we will officially close the PushFar platform, and you are welcome to continue interacting with your mentors and mentees after that point, but it will be outside of the mentorship programs officially. We will have a final survey, and we will offer a debriefing session. And for those who qualify, which we'll talk about the qualifications later, you can get certificates for completion of the mentorship program, both mentors and mentees. So that is the timeline. Some things that are new this year. We have always tried to offer resources, especially guides that you all can use. Mentees specifically, there's a nice guide on PushFar for kind of breaking down and planning each of your sessions. There's also an action planning template so that you can come up with goals for what you want to work on throughout the program. But in addition to that, we now are also going to be offering dedicated mentor support. So mentors who are doing a lot of work in terms of, helping you build your skills, confidence, giving you access to networks, they really need support. So we're going to have some mentor-only sessions that are focused on helping them work through challenges and be better mentors to you, to feel like they're supported, and also to keep them hopefully coming back to our program. For mentees, there's going to be, and mentors as well, some networking and skill building sessions. We talked about speed networking in April. That is a fairly easy event for us to organize. So if it is successful and if there's demand, I would be comfortable doing that at another point in the program. If you want another opportunity to network with each other, we can certainly provide that. And then on skill building, we will have more webinar type of sessions. So far, we are going to have sessions on near peer mentoring, what it is, how it works, how do you do it. And then we also have a very interesting session, maybe even more than one session, on utilizing artificial intelligence for working in WASH and water supply. So those will be very interesting sessions that you will not want to miss. And thirdly, this year we are going to launch our WhatsApp community. We've found that other methods of keeping in touch with folks, depending on where they are and how they're accessing the program, have not been as successful. So hoping that you all have access to WhatsApp. We think you probably do. We will be managing a lot of our announcements and reminders and even sending you events through that WhatsApp community. So once you are accepted officially into the program, we have our lovely staff who are running those application acceptances and keeping track of all of you. So they will be sending you the link to that WhatsApp community once you're in the program. Next slide. So what's in it for you? We've talked a little bit about some of the benefits of mentoring, but just to be clear, mentoring is a two-way effort. So you shouldn't think just because you're a mentee that you don't have, value to your mentor. It is not like that at all. Many mentors come out of the program saying they learned equally as much or more from their mentee than they were actually able to give back. So some mentoring relationships are more one-sided, but in many cases it's a two-sided effort. So you can each receive benefits from it and you each have value to each other. One of the biggest benefits you can receive is professional growth. Whether you're expanding your network or upping your skill level in something, those are things that you will carry with you, and you can even put on your resume that you were part of this program, that you received this mentorship, and it helped you reach, X, Y goals over 6 months. You will, of course, expand your network. That is the hope with the speed networking, with the WhatsApp community. If any of you are on LinkedIn, you can also connect with each other there. That's a great way as well to expand your professional network. Gaining new perspectives. I think for many of you, you will learn or start using skills that you maybe never thought you would use before or that you wouldn't have mentorship for in the past. And that's a really good way to open up your kind of view of what your career path looks like. We've been publishing videos on our LinkedIn from past mentors and mentees sharing some of what they've gotten out of the program. And the one that we released today was actually all about how a mentor and mentee really helped the mentee feel comfortable in English. So she moved to the US and she needed to speak in English. So her mentor really helped her build her confidence so that she could work and even present in English. So she has a whole new perspective now from working in multiple languages, which I'm sure some of you already do. So you can appreciate how big that is. And then recognition and visibility is one of the last benefits. You will, if you qualify, receive a certificate of completion for the program. So you can carry that with you into any settings going forward. We also will offer you a level of visibility similar to these videos that I've talked about. We also offer mentors and mentees the chance to come into event spaces with us. Like in the future, we might invite you to come speak at our career days. We might invite you to come speak at a webinar. There's also the option to do a blog together, and we'll publish that on our websites and share those on social media. So you can get your name out there a little bit if you are inspired to do so, and we will support you in doing that. Next slide. All right. That is the main overview of the programs and hopefully answered some of your questions up front. But now we are going to turn it around and let the audience start asking us some questions. And I think if we can go to those in the chat who have asked questions.